Hi, today I'd like to talk to you about bargaining with God. Yes, bargaining with God. Now, might not be you, but I can tell you that too many times that has been me. The Bible says that obedience is better than sacrifice, but why is it that when God has told me to do something that I don't want to do, I want to bargain with him. I want to offer him an alternative. I want to do it another way. And here's a prime example, and I'll be totally transparent. Years ago, when concerned with weight loss and health, the Lord told me all things in moderation and movement. And I didn't want to do that because I can tell you guys that years ago I did a low carb lifestyle, and I actually lost 95 pounds. And the weight came off relatively quickly. The inches came off relatively well. But I had a major life crisis. Someone in my family was sick and later on passed. And when they were diagnosed with cancer, I just started going back to my go-to foods, a lot of sugar, actually cake and ice cream. I used to tell people that desserts were my drug, and cake and ice cream were my drug of choice. And so I started eating a lot of desserts, and so I gained the weight back. And so I kept saying, oh, I need to lose weight. I want to get healthier. And I just really heard God say all things in moderation. But instead of doing that, I wanted to do it my way. I was like, well, I could just do low carbs again, because I did low carbs for almost 2 years and it worked for me and it worked real well. And I just kept hearing God say all things in moderation, just be moderate. But I didn't want to do that because that caused me to be more disciplined. Get it? So I wanted to offer a sacrifice. And then one day I was like, well, maybe I need to do a 3-day fast to get direction on what I need to do for weight loss and health purposes. And I kept hearing all things in moderation. And so I wanted to bargain with God. I wanted to say, come on, God, let me do it this way. Let me do it that way. Let me do it. And so I kept dragging my feet, kept procrastinating. And then in May, I just started doing what God said, all things in moderation and movement. And when I did, my health numbers started coming down. My blood sugars came down. My blood pressure came down. I felt better. Yes, it's a slower journey. It takes more time, but it's a disciplined lifestyle, and it's what God is calling me to do. He's like, you don't have to worry about deprivation. You don't have to worry about sacrifice. Just be obedient. So today, whatever your struggle is, I want to remind you that obedience is better than sacrifice. My name is Jody Meza, and this is Faith in Action. Living faithfully and prospering abundantly. Have a great day.